Thank you, TEDxNUS, for this invitation and this opportunity. If I had known you guys want to know about Wheeler's Yard, I would have changed my speech a little bit. But I'm not here today to talk about architecture. I'm not going to show any slides, no projects, but it's more something that we've been thinking about for some time now, and it's also starting to maybe change and shift the way we work in the office. It's about anxieties, it's about ideas, and about the need to be different. So for me, the most exciting part of the creative process is actually when the moment an idea pops into your head. It could be a response to a situation, a solution, sometimes just a strategy. But suddenly, everything starts to make sense. The stars are aligned, and it's like someone just turned on the lights in the room. The birth of an idea, those in the creative industry would understand how precious these moments are, and of course, how frustrating they can be to kind of manage. If you have experienced these eureka moments before, you will know they'll also come to you at the kind of the most random ways. You kind of not on demand, you can't get them when you want. It's almost like there's a process to get them. It's like sometimes in the most unexpected manner, something you saw on the way home on the bus, a jingle you heard through random conversations with your friends. Something unexpected would trigger something else in your mind, and things will start to click into place. It's fantastic when it happens, it's horrible when it doesn't. So imagine running a creative business. You have to manage this on a day-to-day basis. How do you maintain or allow this kind of uncertainty, and at the same time kind of deal with the realities of deadlines and bottom lines? So this series of ideas, it's like, how would I say it? You need to make sense of it. So you need to kind of understand how do you kind of create a platform, a creative process, where you allow the mind to wander, but at the same time define boundaries that are defined by maybe a set of anxieties. This kind of anxieties, what we call or what we think, they are good anxieties. Anxieties that make you think, makes you concerned, makes you want to learn, it forces you to adapt, it forces you to innovate. They are like kind of creative juice to keep the creative process going. The question is, how do you define what is and identify what is a positive anxiety and not let it slip into kind of dark, negative sides where potentially reductive or even worse, destructive? So there is a common saying that creativity is about hiding your source. Now, how do you hide in this age where everything is available, everything is instantaneously shared? How do you come up with the next big idea when everyone is looking at the same things? In the world of architecture and design, the internet is filled with suggestive images of grand visions and possibilities. And often they seek to seduce you more than they promise to deliver. So the ease of producing these images, the proliferation of them, leads to kind of a creation of a cloud of information, of indifference, where things are starting to get homogeneous. Anyone with access to this cloud can pluck ideas and call themselves designers. As an architect, sometimes it's scary enough to stare at a blank piece of paper and you don't see anything. Now, how much of this creative block is down to the need and the pressure to be different, the need to stand out from the crowd, the need to differentiate yourself, the need to be original? These are extrinsic values. To a certain extent, it creates a different kind of anxiety, a negative kind of anxiety. Anxiety, in my mind, doesn't contribute to the creative process because the roots of anxiety is in fear. So in this case, what are you afraid of? Right? You're afraid of being judged, afraid that someone says that your work is banal, that you're mundane. That's why you want to be different. If he says that your work is not up to date, not exciting, not cutting edge, not cool anymore. So this fear of being judged creates this kind of anxiety that makes you starts to behave and think in a different way. So is it actually that important? Is it about trying to be different, or is it actually about trying to make a difference? Now, if you can distinguish between these two, you can look back into the cloud again and start to differentiate the information that you see. That an idea is interesting because it's different, or it's interesting because it's actually making a difference. Now, how do you make a difference? The question is in the how, not the what. How is the technique. It is a creative process. It's a kind of a process, systems that allows you to manage contradictions and complexities. If you are interested in the how, you'll be concerned with details, the process, the craft. You'll be asking the right questions. These are the intrinsic values of design that you should be concerned about. Because when you're concerned about them, like I said, you ask the right questions and you create the right kind of anxiety in the office. This is the kind of anxiety that we should strive to cultivate. And I personally believe that people who are concerned about the how will or maybe are already changing the world that we live in. Because you need to have a how, you need to have the concern, you need to know. And to a certain extent, the age of the ideas people is behind us. The information hierarchy is getting flatter. And it's not good enough to just have an idea. You need to know and you need to be concerned about how to get things done. Because when you are concerned, you are immerse yourself in the process of making and thinking, you become vulnerable and accountable for your work. Now, this vulnerability and accountability is what will make us human and makes it possible for us to kind of understand and integrate with the very society that we're trying to design for. I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, creative types, businessmen who have plenty of ideas to share with me. And often I will ask them, how do you plan to do it? And some of them, oh no, I know this guy, I'll hire this guy, I'll bring that guy in, I'll bring this guy in, the guy will do this and that guy will do that. How much of it is down to this guy, or he's just the one with the idea? Another group of people, they are the ones who their eyes will light up. Oh, okay, I will do this, I can do this, I'm going to change this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. These guys are the makers and the doers, and I believe that they will start to make a difference. So for the students here, maybe not so much for the professionals, find your own how, be obsessed with your how, and in that sense, learn how to channel and maintain positive anxiety in your work. Channel your energies into the right direction towards making a difference, and don't waste time trying to be different. Because I think ultimately that's what we want to do, or rather in the field of design, that's the ultimate aim, that you want to make a difference. And hopefully in our small little ways, we can kind of make the world a better place for everyone. Thank you. Thanks.